Welcome to Uncommon Courtesy.
We give you the courtesy of conversation.
That's uncommonly spoke of.
I'm D-Mac,
I'm Wesley.
and this is the show. Yo, breaking news, a helicopter carrying Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi has crashed, but it looks like there's no sign of life at the helicopter site. We're reporting this to you now as it's breaking. He was next in line to be Ayatollah in Iran. Wesley, what do you think about this?
Yeah, this is it's a pretty crazy development, especially right now with everything going on over in the Middle East for them to have this type of a plane helicopter crash. They said because the helicopter was also carrying the foreign minister of Iraq as well. They were coming back from a dam. They had just inaugurated a dam on the border between them and Azerbaijan. And so they were coming back from that inauguration of this dam that was a cross border dam.
Yeah.
And they took it right before the weather was good before they took off. And then they said right when they were up in the air a little bit, the weather started to change a bit all of a sudden. They said they've been having a lot of extreme weather events in that area, rain, heavy rains, and a lot more snow in that area. And there was three helicopters in the convoy. That's
Really?
Yeah, there's three helicopters in the convoy. It wasn't just them. I saw the helicopter. It looked like one of those, like an old school kind of helicopter. It didn't look like a military grade helicopter or anything like that. It just looked.
Do you know
Like
if all the helicopters crashed or was just the one?
just the one went down. Just the one went down. The other two, from far as I know, they made it back safely. I think they're the ones who radioed in about the helicopter. At first, they had said it was going to go in for like a hard landing.
Yeah.
And then it later kind of changed over to a crash, a crash occurring. It occurred up in a region that's kind of a mountainous region.
Yeah.
And so it made it extremely difficult for any kind of rescue attempts to get up in there because the cars can't really, the trucks couldn't really get up through that terrain, as well as just the terrain in general made it kind of a hard search for them. I guess it was really foggy up around there. I'm not sure why they took the chance on it, but they did. This is a pretty big deal, Rossi.
Yeah, you got to come get him. I mean, like you can't just be like he can't just show back up. You didn't go get him the first day. Like
no, not so much as not going to get him, but just taking the chance on leaving out with the president at the helm.
Yeah,
with the weather, even taking the chance with the weather, should have maybe turned back. I'm not sure. I wasn't there. I don't really know kind of how it went. But
they might just be flying. Hey, let's fly through this weather because it's a lot safer and we won't be seen like that. I mean, who knows what they were doing? But I mean, there could be a lot of things. Like it seems like, his son. I might be slaughtering his name right now, but the Ayatollah's son, Mojtabi.
Mhm.
People thought he was going to be in succession because it looks like he's had his father's ear since 2009,
Yeah,
and they feel like he's kind of semi running the government anyways. So
yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of stuff is coming here out of Iran, especially with their conflict right now with Israel and here in
They,
America. It's going to be
they
very, very interesting.
they got some inner conflict as well because I mean, this man was Rossi was the second most powerful person in the country. He was
Yeah,
one of the now he's the president of the country. He ran it for the Ayatollah. He only answered basically to the Ayatollah.
yeah,
And so at the end of the day, right now in Iran, there's a whole lot of kind of internal strife as far as like civil strife. People kind of there's been a pushback on the government's kind of, I won't say harsh rule because that's not, I think it's just more religious based rule. I think they're trying to get away from that because the sanctions are really hitting their pockets. I don't think it's so much
yeah.
the people don't want the religion. It's the sanctions that are coming from around the world and the fact that they're not really willing to give, kind of concede on those things. They just had, like I said, they're in the middle of conflict right now with Israel. It's just a really tough time to lose your second most powerful person. They said that Ayatollah came out immediately on television and kind of just to comfort the entire country, pretty much let them all know that don't worry, things aren't going to change, everything's fine right now. Let's just pray for the president and and all the other. There's a few other officials on that plane as well that died. So it's just strange. Out of the three planes that went down, that's the one that went down. It just that's a tough one right there. And I kind of knew from the beginning when I heard about it going down, they didn't have any real answers about it. I was hopeful that these guys made it out because
Because the first report said they had, like you said, they had a hard landing, and I mean when you crash, that's what you're hoping for, anyways, a hard landing.
Yeah, at most,
At most, yeah, you know what I'm saying. So And then they said recently there's no signs of life. So I
Yeah.
mean, it looks like it's you know, and I guess the Ayatollah has 4 sons, and his son is the second one. So I mean, it's a big developing thing going on here.
Yeah, absolutely. But at the end of the day, this is gonna be this is for the region. This is like a to not have a sure successor when it comes to Iran right now, and Iran being as strong as they are in the region right now. They're probably the most powerful characters in the region right there, besides Israel. There's no one else in there. They're kind of a counterbalance. You got to remember, Iran has Hezbollah. They have Hamas. These are alleged proxies of them, and they have the
Yeah.
Houthis as well that they actually fund. So this is it's a
I mean, it could be worse. Like if it was the Ayatollah that passed away and the president, then it'd be in flux of power and Iran would be unstable. But as
yeah,
long as they have
absolutely.
the Ayatollah, now he has to pick a successor,
He's
and it might,
85. He's
yeah,
85. He doesn't. I mean, I'm wondering, does he still even have the ear of the? I mean, as I'm sure he's still as strong, of course, as he ever has been. But this guy was supposed to be a second in command. This is a tough one. I don't want to dwell, but that's just kind of what I'm
yeah,
seeing. It almost creates an opportunity for a vacuum of power that probably wasn't there before.
yeah,
Like you were,
yeah. I mean, and we're gonna keep you updated, folks and ladies and gentlemen, as the more things develop.